Hi, my name's Robert Kemeny. I work for DocDogs.com. DocDogs is a water sport that is worldwide, that's been going for many years now. Started around the year 2000, basically two huntsmen. They'd been out with their dogs. They were sitting on the dock and they were just throwing stones into the water. And then for a $5 bet, they wanted to see whose dog would get the furthest, and that was where DocDogs was born. We have about 150 staff worldwide now. In America, we have 14 docks. We have a couple in Canada. We have a couple in Australia. We are in negotiations with Spain, Germany, Austria, Italy and Greece at the present time as well. We have a 40-foot swimming pool out there. It's 40 foot by 20 foot. We have a 40-foot dock here with an AstroTurf on top. Because we've got dogs jumping 31 feet, we're actually moving to 50-foot length pools so the dogs cannot ever overjump that pool. At the moment, we're just doing the big air competition in the UK, which is a long jump for dogs into water. They have the whole use of the dock. They can use all of it, part of it, it does not matter. And then we measure with a camera system the dog jumping into the water for distance. So that is one element. We do have some other elements that are not currently in the UK. One is speed retrieve, where we have a toy at the end of the pool. The dog is sent from halfway up the dock to retrieve the toy. As soon as the dog is let out the starting gate on the dock, we start the clocks. The dog will then swim to the end of the pool, retrieve the ball. When the ball is taken off the timing system at the other end, the clock will stop. We also have something called EV, extreme vertical. We have a boom that goes up and out. This boom goes up and out over the pool, and then the dog is sent to take a toy off the boom. And again, we have dogs jumping now about 8 foot up in the air. So it's about 6 foot out, 8 foot up, and the dogs are taking the toy off of there. Then we combine all three elements of that to something called Iron Dog. So all the dogs must compete in all three disciplines. In that, they have Iron Dog. You can see how your dog will compare against someone else's, whether it be a German Shepherd, a Labrador, an Affenpinscher even. I've seen Jack Russell Terrier jumping 12 to 15 feet. A couple of weeks ago we had a Leonberger in the water. I've seen dogs like Great Danes jumping into the water. So as you can see, any breed of dog, as long as they're over 6 months old. The handlers, we have two classes. We have the juniors and then we have the adults. The juniors are anyone from 7 years old to 16 years old. The adults, the other week we had a lady on dock who was 75 years old working with her dog. So as you can see, it goes across all ages, all types of breed. It's non-discrimination. It's the only true sport that you can work any dog together and compare your dogs. We do have classes of dogs. So in the UK, we're only doing amateur status at the moment. As the sport is growing, we will then start splitting them down. So you will find more and more finals. So you can get your rosettes and your prizes, etc. A lot of companies are talking to us about sponsorship and prizes. We do have some lovely rosettes that are up for grabs. Regardless of how well your dog does, we don't care if you do a 6 foot jump. We don't worry if you go for the world record of 31 feet in that pool. At the end of the day, your dog is the best dog there. You will go home with the best dog in your mind. And that's what it's about, having fun. There is the lovely community spirit here. It doesn't matter who's at the end of the lead. You're enjoying it with your pet. Have fun with it. We have a camera set up on a tripod that is facing the pool. We measure from the edge of the dock to certain points across the pool, which will give us our calibration of our camera. So we know the camera is always calibrated to the same point and the same measurements. When we measure, the camera will pick up the pictures being fed to it via firewire. That feeds into our computer system. Our computer then has a program on there that is capturing the pictures at 60 frames a second, which means that when our judges are there, they can slow the frameage down right down to where the towel set hits the water. Once they've got the towel set hitting the water on the big air competition, they then can do the measurement. With something like the speed retrieve, it's an electronic starting gate, like a running starting gate. The dogs break the beam. Once the beam's off, they then hit the water and the clock will only stop when they pull the toy down off the apparatus at the end of the pool. With EV, it goes up in 1 inch increments. Once the dog pulls that off, we know what that distance is, and so it's always going to be the same. If you want to know more about DocDogs, you can go to our website, www.docdogs.com. You can find out where we're holding events, what's going on, who's doing the biggest jumps. Most weekends we're out and about somewhere. Last year we done just over 300 events worldwide. We are slowly building in the UK. We have 11 events on this calendar at the moment, but we are in negotiations with another 12 event companies. So hopefully by the end of 2014 we'll have 20 plus events that you can attend across the UK. If you are a member, you can go on there and see where your dog stands in their standing, whether it be in the UK, in Australia, America, Canada. You can see where your dog is in that league table. And that goes for all three disciplines, whether they're doing the big air competition, if they're doing speed retrieve, or whether they're doing the big air. It does not matter. You can go and have a look and see where you are. And because we're using the same equipment, all the measurements are the same in every single country. So this means that you can truly compete against a dog abroad. We've got a level playing field across the world, and so you can see where your dog compares with someone else's in Australia or America or Canada. When we're at the shows, we have a registration tent. Come and see the girls in the registration tent. Come speak to myself, any of the crew on site. Go and get signed up. We'll give you a wristband. Once you've got a wristband, you can enter our lovely dog and go up practicing. Usually what happens is we have a practice session all day Saturday and all day Sunday at most events. Have a go, we like to call it, which means literally our crew are working with you. We do some special practice sessions like today. We're here on a Friday. The show's just being set up, but we've got practice sessions going on, which means that we'll get up there, we'll work with you, and we've got more time because our special practice sessions are a limited amount of dogs. So instead of having a queue of 100 people trying to have a go, we limit it down to about 35, 40 people. It means you've got more time, and we've got one-to-one with the crew, and we can give you some tips. It might be that your ball skills are bad. It might be that you can't throw the ball straight. Our crew are there to help you. We get asked the question sometimes, do all dogs like DocDogs? The answer is, if your dog is toy driven, if your dog likes water, it's a start. Unfortunately, you find some dogs that don't like water. Some dogs that have never been in water in their lives. They've never seen the sea, they've never seen a river. They don't even like having a bath. So you get all of these dogs that are unsure about the water. We have a pool there. Because it's got a lot of water in there, it's got a blue bottom. When they're playing with a sea or a river, they're used to jumping into water and it's cloudy or muddy, so they don't think about how deep it is. Here it's clear water, they can see the bottom, they can see that drop which is 4 foot. But at the end of the day, we will work with the dogs. So we will start with them, we'll get them down the ramp and we'll train them from there. So you get the first steps in and their little paws will go in there, little nozzles will go in. Then we build on there, so they start jumping and swimming into the water. Once we start seeing them popping off the ramp into the pool, it means that we've got a dog on the way. We get the dog swimming up and down. Once the dog is swimming up and down, we'll have them up on the dock and we'll practice. It's like any sport. You'll only get good if you practice. Some people say, can we train our dog anywhere? Yes, you can train your dog anywhere. Whether you live by the sea, whether you live by a lake, a pond, you can practice there with your throwing skills and your dog's retrieving skills. When it comes to competition levels, we always work with our pool and always work with our docks, because that way we know that we are always getting the same measurements and their official scores. Competition and the chance of winning at least a ribbon for your dog to have a go. If you want to have a go, go onto the official YouTube channel, DocDogs YouTube. Phone the office up, find out where we are. If you want to stage a show, speak to us. We'll talk to you and we stage a show anywhere you are. If you want to have a go, just come down to any shows we're at and you're more than welcome. It's about having fun. Best fun with you, your family and your best friend, your dog.